Province, and we are talking today about poverty alleviation. We are coming to you on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Weibo, and on the app. So please leave your comments and your questions because we'd love to hear from you. So as I was saying, we're here in Tocheng village, and one of the things that are special about here is that they grow taro. We will talk about it a little bit more in detail in a little bit, but you can see they're actually covering it now in earth. All this taro is basically, it's a root. It's a little bit like yam maybe, or like a little bit like potatoes, I guess. And so this is what they grow in this village, and all these taro roots have been harvested already, and now they're just putting them under these mounds of earth, as you can see, for storage before they are sold. But we will get back to that in a little bit. So poverty alleviation, huge priority for China over the last few decades actually, and definitely over the next few years. China had 770 million people below the poverty line in 1978, now 40 million. Obviously huge effort has gone into poverty eradication in this country. And over the next few years, by 2020, China wants to achieve a moderately prosperous society, which means get rid of extreme poverty completely. So that's 40 million people that need to be taken out of poverty. That's pretty much half the size of the population of Germany. So you can imagine it's a lot of people. And that means about 40 million people, like 10 million people per year over the next few years. So obviously huge effort. I will just quickly show you here, we've got a banner talking about this measure, poverty alleviation measure, with the taro. So it's a big banner at the entrance to this village talking about the measures that are being implemented. It's quite a small village. It's just 2,000 people, 70 families, so really quite tiny. A lot of rural areas in China are suffering from, or have suffered in the past from serious poverty, and so the government is trying its best. Sorry, get out of the way of the traffic. So the government is trying its best to make sure that people get a better livelihood and better income. And so one of the things has been rural improvement. But there have been a lot of other things. So it's job creation, job training, better public health system also, because a lot of the time people who are suffering from extreme poverty, it's also because of huge medical bills. So providing better public health services, that's also one of the ways to help bring people out of poverty. Other things, relocating people out of disaster-prone areas, encouraging young people to come back to their rural village because they all leave for university. So those are some of the measures being introduced in China, and have been introduced over the last few years. I think last year 100 billion yuan were invested in poverty alleviation measures by the central government and local and provincial governments also in China. So yeah, obviously huge investment has gone into that. Like I said, it's not just the central government, it's not just Beijing doing this, it's at every single level. So there's a, careful, hang on, there's more cars coming through. I don't want our camera person, Danny, to get run over. Yes, I was saying there's a poverty alleviation office at the state level, at the provincial level, county level, town level, everywhere. So obviously a huge priority. For the government, for Xi Jinping as well, the president of China, he actually spent 17 years in Fujian Province, where we are right now, including as governor of Fujian, and he's been credited with introducing a lot of poverty alleviation measures while he was here. So obviously, and he also spent a lot of time in the countryside as a young man, working with farmers. So obviously somebody for whom poverty alleviation is very close to his heart, something he's very interested in, and something he's really focused on for a very long time. He was here in the 1980s already, so obviously it's been going on for like 30 years. And the government, the state council, Xi Jinping have repeatedly said poverty alleviation is the toughest of all tough battles, a battleground, a really huge priority for China and for the Chinese government. So yeah, so enough of me talking. Let's talk to a few people who really are dealing with all this on a day-to-day basis and have tried to like introduce these poverty alleviation measures here in Tozheng. So I'm going to be joined here by my colleague Yunfei, who
So with me is Director Cai Fujian, and he is Fujian Agriculture Science and Technology Corporation.
Right, okay. So also, Yunfei, quick introduction. He's here to help us with the Chinese translation.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
So yes, so please, Mr. Cai. Cai Xiancang. What is, tell us a little bit about the program here that was introduced with the taro growing.
给我们介绍一下您的公司，您的这个项目。
项目透城是福鼎加工公司在有机碧兰叶种植基地，是透城的碧兰叶基地上，是福鼎碧兰叶的主产区。然后我们公司呢，想从几个方面去入手，想提升一下碧兰叶的这种品质还有附加值。首先，第一个是从利用北京加博文公司的一些技术，生物强化腐殖化技术，然后对土壤的有机质做个提高，然后降低化肥的使用量。然后第二个呢，想从这个深度防护，减少农药的使用量。然后第三个呢，能够想做一个碧兰叶的追溯体系，来建立一个大平台、大数据平台。主要是从这3方面去入手，然后在一方面，我们想公司规范去管理，然后做到一个相对好的一种情况。
First time doing interpretation, really. Yeah. I was trying to say everything that you just said. So basically, there are three major methods they're trying to do for the taros, and the first of them is actually the selling process. I mean, they want to give the selling process more advanced. And the second one is make sure that the taros are clean and more organic. And the third one was they're trying to improve the managing system so that
because if I'm not mistaken, this is before here in Tozheng village, but now they're concentrating on making it organic and really improving the product, right?
Yes.
And can you tell us a little bit what is the difference has he
这边做试点的时候是什么时候？
是今年3、4月份。
往前走。今年的
3、4月份。
3、4月。非常新了，是不是？
对，因为我公司是去年从上海回来到福鼎，想做这。今年是跟透城这个基地。
现在好吗？现在 OK 吗？
在原先的基础上。
Just begin in April.
突然又过来。
May, and they kind of work with many different partners to kind of try to make this work out.
And how is it going so far?
不管是从政府这方面，
and also the cooperation from the farmers, everything goes pretty well.
And the harvest so far is quite good.
听不见了，好。那我们
至少要翻一番。
Double, or the income goes more than double.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, fantastic. We also wanted to talk to the deputy head of because a lot of these things are introduced by the local government. It's not just a company coming in and saying we want to do this. So we're going to talk to him also a little bit and find out more. Can you tell us a little bit what was his role in introducing this?
我是后屯村党支部书记，然后我们是村两委，然后村两委不是我们党支部支委结合我们村委两个我们结合我们支部，然后我们结合嘉宝温公司，啊嘉宝温公司是我跟我们党支部来为龙头，然后我们结合我们这个合作社加农户这个模式。
From the perspective of the village and kind of to push forward the process.
And also, so has he seen any change already in the way the farming? Here, I think for 5 years.
您在这5年当中，感觉对这个地方有什么变化吗？
这5年当中，我刚回来的时候就。 村委大佬就说，现在我回来的话，就说我在那个村台零收入的情况下，村台零收入的情况下，没地方住，然后我就马上就把这个村里把它建起来。
So more. This building even.
哎，我有什么办法？我等我看一下，但我不能退出，对吧？
明显的进步是吧？其他关于这个 Any updates about the poverty alleviation improvements?
扶贫这一块，我们后屯村建档立卡户，14年建档立卡户是14户41人，然后去年我们通过各方面的一个政策叠加呀，然后我们小额贷款啊，然后我们产业扶贫啊，然后我们通过我们介绍打工啊这一块，我们有效扶贫的一个9户。 今年我们还剩下5户没脱贫，我们争取今年年底吧。
So basically, there's a concept over here. It's kind of called a precise poverty alleviation. Basically, you have to the household have to register to be able to identify that they're poor enough to get the funding from the government. And in 2014, this village has 14 households, which is 14户多少人
？14户41人。
14 houses with 41 people registered, and last year when they checked this out, there was 9 households that's getting out of the list of the poverty alleviation. There are 5 more they want to conquer this year.
Okay. And so how did they choose this project with taro growing?
当时怎么就想起来做这个东西？
槟榔叶嘛，是。 福鼎槟榔叶是我们全国的一个知名商标，然后是我们福建省省优农产品，也是我们后屯村的一个原产地之一。然后就是说，刚好我们要想把这个产业做大嘛，因为按照我们习总书记说一村一品，然后我们刚好有这个槟榔叶有这个特色，所以说今年刚好一个嘉宝温公司通过我们政府的一个引领之下。 引进这个嘉宝温公司，然后多我们跟他谈一下，他说这个种植有机槟榔叶，然后价格上面啊，跟市场价每斤贵了1.2块，农场就可以增加到40块钱，所以说这个嘛，我们就大力去支持，把这个协议签到了，今年这个后屯村200亩为10点，是这样子。
So this 200 mules actually testing place, the selling for this is. Actually, €2 more expensive than other taros because of the organic label over here. how they started was because for this village they're good for taros, and then it's kind of a local product over here, and they want to take a good advantage of it according to the President Xi Jinping's initiative. So and also there's a good opportunity. There's a company working with them. That's why.
Are there what still needs to be done? Are there any big difficulties ahead? Any big challenges?
在这个整个的扶贫的过程当中和这个芋头生产的过程当中有什么困难？
困难在这个协议没签之前，老百姓因为他是根深蒂固的凭自己的经验，
对，
然后几十年下来，
这还不错，
一直一年传下来这样做，然后对这个新科技，他是不会那么去支持的。然后通过我们
画面还行吗？懂吗？
然后通过我们党员带头作用，然后就是说跟老百姓就是说灌输这个概念，然后就是说还有我们这个加工公司没签协议之前给老百姓一个承诺，就是说无偿给你提供我们生物那个叫有机化肥啊，无偿给你土壤改良，无偿给你那个生物防控啊，然后并多次派我们这个北京的有业专家来到我们田间地头，现场指导我们这个艺人怎么去耕作，怎么去施肥，怎么去防控这一块。所以说，然后老百姓又当时就是说，你这个如果跟我签协议的时候，我公司给你每亩按亩给你1000块的定金，所以说老百姓就吃了定金完了。对吧？还有答应他，就是每亩就是说一头在市价的同时，我给你收购的时候，我给你增加5块5块，也就是说，等你今天是市价是5块的话，我给你5块了，6块了我给你6块，所以说老百姓就没有这个后顾之忧，所以说有些产品。
So basically, originally people have been planting the taro for years, and the farmers and the peasants usually have their traditional way of planting taro. They don't accept the new ideas, and there come the CPC members over here trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to do this? The one thing is that a lot of communication is going underway, and they're funding them basically without using any money to kind of buying the seeds as well as buying other planting materials. So basically they don't need to use any of the money, and then when it's harvest time, the taros usually sells higher price than the usual, and that makes the farmers more like satisfied, and they're kind of more believe in the current technology, and also they kind of import many exports to help them with the planting process.
All right. Well, that was very interesting. 谢谢你啊，
谢谢Thank you so much.
We're just gonna also take a look a little bit here. There's a field of taro. We're gonna go down into it, but just a very quick thing. I think I mentioned, forgot to mention earlier, which is quite important. When we're saying 40 million people here in China are still below the poverty line. The poverty line is 2,300 yuan. 2,300 yuan is about $346 per year. So you can imagine these are people who are living on less than $1 per day. So that's below the poverty line. Obviously, the Chinese government wants to pull people up and like increase their income above that, right?
Yeah. Are we gonna talk with one of the farmers? Maybe?
We are. I think. I'm wondering if he's in the field or where he is, but we're just gonna already take a look down here. So this is a taro field. I've never seen one before. Have you seen one before?
Yeah, no, because what really surprised me is actually the seed of the taro. It's just a little bit smaller than the actual taro, and the seed of taro is actually very big. And then I would imagine it could bring even bigger, something like a pumpkin. But yeah, the seeds are really interesting. What you're right now seeing is the seed is actually not the actual taro, and what the farmers is going to do is to get the seeds out of the field to kind of keep it warm during the winter, and then after the winter they'll kind of bring it back to this field in next spring, about in April and March, so that they can kind of produce the taro for the new year.
Oh, amazing. Well, see, learning lots of things. I had no idea. You hardly ever see taro actually outside of China. Actually, in the West, I think people don't really eat it that much.
A lot of kids in China don't even know where does taro come from. Like maybe watermelon comes from the trees, something like that.
Yeah, so now we know. Well, now we see it has huge leaves, and this is where it comes from. And I'm wondering if our farmers somehow it got lost. But anyway, we can talk a little bit more about poverty alleviation.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I was saying, Xi Jinping, it's a huge priority for him because he spent a lot of time here in Fujian Province as a governor and also in various other capacities as an official. For him, it's been a key priority. Rural improvement is one of the main things with poverty alleviation. We talked about others, relocation, improving healthcare, social, the public health service, and social aid. But obviously, rural improvement. Taro is just one of the things that you can improve. Yesterday, we were in another village where they started beekeeping, which I guess is actually it is less labor intensive. It takes less space, so people have started to sell honey as well. Tomorrow, we're going to see another village where people have focused more on tourism to bring in more money and renew, I guess, a local industry or local business. So there's a lot of different measures that have been introduced, and depending on the regions, because obviously China is a huge country and there's so many different regions, and you need to adapt for different regions. So here we've got one of the farmers, one of the local farmers from Tocheng.
I got farmer Mr. Wang with me. I got Mr. Wang. He is the farmer over here. He's been here for 60 years and working in the taro field.
Oh, so he's an expert. He really knows it. So, what's it like for him to be now working with organic taro?
现在就是生产有机的这个肥料有机生产了，跟以前不一样。
现在呢，有机的肥料生产呢，当然不一样了，医疗土质又好，质量又好，又好吃。
Better earth, better fruit. No, it's not fruit. It's actually vegetable. It tastes better.
Has he already seen? Obviously, it's the first year they've done this, but has he seen like already a better harvest or like a raise in income maybe, or is he expecting that?
您第一年种这个有机的这个芋头，这个收成有没有感觉比往年好一点？
今年种的有机化肥比往年好好很多了。
好多少呢？
好多了，差不多20%吧。
20%。Harvest increase 20%.
20%. Oh, okay, all right. And also, I believe the company is also buying the taro at a higher price, so probably it's better income for them. And it's also more security because I believe the company has promised to buy all of their. They don't have to go to the market anymore, right?
所以就是咱们这边有这个公司也来买您这边的芋头，是不是感觉就是比以前更踏实了心里？
当然比以前，这没公司来这里招芋头的，在农民也很踏实吧，很好啊。感觉的对公司人对农民人很好。
您以前是自己卖这个芋头，现在是公司帮您卖了，您觉得哪个好一点？
当然公司好啊，
为什么呢？
为什么公司就是支持我们农民，又化肥，又农务方面的支持我们啊。
It's basically free for them to apply the fertile, so basically they don't need to spend a lot of money. Therefore, it makes them more confident, makes them more confident in growing those taros, as well as they don't need to worry about where to sell it. So basically, the company would definitely help them a lot.
请给我看吗？
咱们下地看一下，好吧？You want to go to the field?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we take a look?
Sure. 那您先下去吧，您带我们下去。I'm trying to have my camera person over here.
Oh?
No, she's fine. Let's stand over that side so that Danny can see us better. 我们站在那边。
Is this the actual taro? Is that the seed?
这个就是芋头了是吧？这个里面就是芋头。您站到这边来。您站到这边来。 您这么大这个有多重啊？
这个是3斤多
，3斤多。
这个3斤多
，3 kilograms。
这个后面的就5斤多吧。
Oh, that one is 5 kilograms.
Is that the actual root? Is that the taro that you can eat?
这个就是能吃的部分是它的根的部分是吧？
啊，
就是那个芋头它能吃的那个部分，就这是它的那个植物的根的部分是吧？是根吗？
没有根，这个植物根那不能吃了。
啊，这是什么部分？这是什么部分植物的？
吃过的就这个部分，看那中间的肉皮要剥掉，皮要刮掉啊。
Okay.
然后
He won't be able to tell which part of the plant it is. I won't be able to tell. It's kind of so embarrassing, but it looks like the root, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
We should look it up.
I know. Sadly, I don't know that much about taro. I'm still learning. So, but can you tell us a little bit about what it's like what's the process like to grow taro? What you need? What good climate? What good soil?
所以每年您是怎么种这个？就是什么时候种啊？什么时候收啊？然后需要在什么样的天气来做呢？
就是每年就是清明节了，清明节之后开始放种下去。种子就放在这个田里面发芽，才种下去了。
它天气需要保持什么样？
天气要保持10多温度上，10多温度上了就会长大了。
什么时候收呢？
什么时候要到的？可以8月份、9月份、10月份可以收了。
很快了啊！ So every year they're gonna plant it in the Tomb Sweeping Festival. It's very diverse from year to year. Sometimes it's May, not May. Sometimes it's April, sometimes it's March. But in August or September, they're gonna harvest eventually, even before autumn, right?
Wow, that's really
So basically, they have to keep the living environment for taro have to be over 10 degrees centigrade. So that's why the late spring and summer and early autumn will be a good time period.
Okay, I see. And how many acres do they have in this village?
您这个地方有多大？这整个一个村有多大的这个种芋头的地方？
今年种的是几百亩嘛，5万过去，这个明年就种1头了，这个田里种1头了。
More hundreds of mu. So do you know how to mu with acres?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the conversion is exactly, but mu is this measurement system that they use in China.
In China, yeah.
And I'm not sure here in this one village.
Yeah.
This project, this is just the first year they've done it, but they plan on expanding it. If it's successful this year, they're going to expand it to other villages here in
公司来到了您的这个村里边，给您村带来了什么样的改变？
现在呢？
这个公司来到我们村里呢，很多改变很多，例如它的还有化肥的供应我们了，工资也很花的，2、3千块的1亩地啊。
It's very for 2,000 to 3,000 new of them. I don't think you can see the importance of it, but definitely farmers really care about like the money issue, how much money they have to spend even before they do the harvest.
Yeah, I'm sure. And so I mean, he's already been here 60 years. Has he been working as a taro farmer the whole time? And does he plan on how long does he plan on doing it still?
60年，您一直是在做这个，在种这个芋头。
20多岁。
种了60年，您今年
63啊？
您今年63。Start with 20 years old, and he is 63 right now.
Wow, so he's a long career. He's an expert taro farmer.
even before journalists were born.
Yeah,
or something like that.
And how long does he plan on keep doing that?
您还打算再接着种几年啊？还接着种下去？
还接着种下去吧。
种到多大？
种到谁就多少岁就种到多少岁。
Until he dies.
He clearly has a big love for this.
Yeah, of course. Whatever, as long as he can work, he's going to do it.
Can he show us a little bit how you chickpeas? How
我的
you
今
you
年还
can?
在店下外面呢，进了2.5地呀，
在哪里？在外
在
面。
店下外面呢。
He also have 20。挖这个芋头，
这个鱼塘怎么挖？
怎么挖？
啊
挖的咱们的工具拿来。
工具，we're gonna get him a tool. Let's see. 您的工具在哪？
这里也拔不上来的。
拔不上来，需要工具啊。哦，he doesn't have a tool. 您有工具吗
So I see. Oh well.
Oh well, never
So
mind.
it's basically how do they do it? They just
我是有什么？
啊
另外山东嘛，条的嘞。
Somebody will throw a tool for us.
if we can get a tool to to try and
我们
harvest
要
a
挖个
little
芋
bit
头。
of taro. Another
Oh, wow.
CGTN first. We're doing some harvesting here.
Well, there's a big crew behind the scene.
Oh,
you know?
oh, there we are.
Oh,
We've
there
got
he
our
goes.
local committee member who's bringing us a hoe, the gardening tool.
Okay.
Everybody here gets their hands dirty, right?
Shoes. They have like special shoes for while they're working.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, where should we do this?
那个装在柜柜。大那来一个吧。
All right.
This is a really small space. We're gonna organize this well.
看一个，放在这个。
在这里。Wow. So you have to. I thought you.
With hands purely.
Wow.
So, wow, it's a lot of effort.
It's
Do you need help?
I think that that's what you can eat. Yeah, because there's
所以从哪儿就能吃了？这个芋头从哪个地方可以吃？
这一条呢？
啊
从这个地方就听到这个地方，
一直到这个地方哈，就
这个底下剥掉啊。
You can eat basically from here to here.
Oh, okay.
反正硬肉就会能吃了。
硬的就能吃，as long as it's tough, you can
Oh, okay.
eat it.
Well, I think that's a few meals. So
For many people, it's a whole table. Maybe that's for tonight's dinner.
oh, maybe that's what. So yeah, so 王师傅啊，谢谢你啊，
谢谢王师傅啊，谢谢。
So yeah, so I think we're going to try and like keep doing some harvesting right now.
Yeah.
But we're gonna send it back to you guys, and we're gonna have a lot more lives, obviously, CGTN. In Fujian and in other places, so please keep following us on all our mobile platforms. Thanks for watching in Fujian. We're gonna sign off now. Thanks for watching.
Bye bye.
Bye.
给你拿下去照一下，带回家看，给你炸香。
Whoa, it's heavy.
Oh, can I try it? Ooh, it's really heavy. So like 5 kilos.